What is going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including trouble for SummerSlam, a WWE star to be the new face of AAA, Jimmy Hart reveals Hulk Hogan was devastated before his passing, WWE has quietly cancelled a show and a title, what was Triple H doing at the White House, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on WrestleMania XL. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Now first story looks at trouble for SummerSlam. Now it looks like Mother Nature has staged a run-in on SummerSlam as Fightful Select reports that the work on the show's set has been paused due to flood warnings. That has stretched to the construction of the SummerSlam set as well. There were flood warnings in the early afternoon of July 31st, and then by 2:15 PM Eastern Time, everyone was brought off the field of MetLife, and a shelter was put in place. We will let you know when the set construction resumes. WWE sources said they had no concerns that the set will be completed in time. Now, unfortunately, this isn't the first time weather has impacted a WWE event, and certainly won't be the last, as we all remember the brief disaster at WrestleMania 37 where it started raining in the open-air stadium. At least we got one of the best images ever out of it. Next up, Seth Rollins' plans revealed. Now, what were WWE's original plans for Seth Rollins and his Money in the Bank contract? Well, this week's Observer claims that the original plan was for Seth Rollins to cash in his Money in the Bank contract after the Gunther vs. Punk match. Whether they decide to continue in that direction is unknown. Past the week after Rollins' injury on Saturday night's main event, that was still the plan. The storyline of Punk finally winning the title and then Rollins cashing in after, making everyone think his knee was blown out, is actually a great one. But they may have dropped the angle, assuming Rollins isn't injured. But that doesn't mean that they won't nix it because some fans are aware of it, as clearly they are very into surprises these days. Now, as we mentioned in our rumors video and our predictions video, we don't think that WWE is going to go down this route. Instead, we're thinking that WWE is going to swerve the fans completely by having Seth Rollins cash in on the WWE Championship match between Cody Rhodes and John Cena. As Cody Rhodes wins the WWE title back, Seth Rollins' music will then play, and then he'll make his cash in. Obviously, we'll be providing our recap of the two-night event, along with the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. Next up, what if Cody Rhodes turns heel? Now, is Cody Rhodes going to turn heel at this year's SummerSlam PLE? Now, there's been plenty of speculation about this, despite Cody claiming he doesn't want to turn, but nevertheless, Cody gave fans an idea of how he'd roll if he were to turn heel. Rhodes recently appeared on ESPN's The Take and said, "My version of a heel is just way too, I don't know. I wouldn't have music, the song would go away, the entrance would go away. I tried to get myself cancelled. I don't even know if it would even translate." Now, a Rhodes heel turn could be incredibly successful under the right circumstances, and if booked properly, as opposed to John Cena's heel turn, which has been lukewarm at best, it could be really good, but it's unknown if WWE is ready to pull the trigger on it. Next up, a WWE star to be the new face of AAA. Now, it looks like the Judgment Day's Dominic Mysterio could be pulling double duty soon. Daddy Dom is currently Intercontinental Champion, but a new report is hinting that he could be a double champion soon. A new story from WrestleVotes Radio claims WWE is strongly considering putting AAA's Mega Championship on him, with Rey Mysterio's wayward son wearing both titles in WWE. WWE didn't waste time sending its superstars to AAA to boost the promotion's cards, with the latest example being the upcoming 16th Triple Mania 32 event, where Dominic Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and El Grande Americano will challenge AAA Mega Champion El Hijo del Vikingo. It's also been reported that El Grande Americano won't be a comedy act in AAA, he'll actually be taken seriously. Next up, Jimmy Hart reveals Hulk Hogan was devastated before his passing. Now, as the world still reels from Hulk Hogan's passing, longtime friend and WWE Hall of Famer Jimmy Hart is speaking about the Hulkster's reaction when the fans in LA booed him mercilessly during his appearance at Raw's debut on Netflix. Hart spoke about the situation and Hogan's reaction during an appearance on Stories with Bradshaw and Briscoe.
But that devastated him. And we got in the back, and he said, "What do you think happened?" I said, "Hulk, it's simple. Blue state, red state, Trump fans." I said, "I mean, really?" I said, "I'm okay with it." He goes, "What do you think?" And I said, "I'm okay." I felt like I was managing the Hart Foundation against the British Bulldogs or the Killer Bees or somebody. So I didn't, I'm like, whoa, I'm waving the hat. Boy, they booed. I'm like, yeah. But that bothered him because of that. And I said, well, surely people are going to realize what that was for. Then the next week we're in Texas and it's all cheers, But that always bothered him. It sure did.
Jimmy said that Hogan didn't let the reaction stop him from making appearances and that he felt supporting the candidates he believed in was worth any backlash. Next up, Cody confirms rumors of Travis Scott. That's interesting comments from Cody Rhodes, as the American Nightmare recently revealed just what happened with rapper Travis Scott during John Cena's heel turn at Elimination Chamber. During a chat with the show Hot Ones, the former WWE Undisputed Champion explained that the rumors of Scott injuring him during the angle are true. I wish I could tell you it wasn't true, because I wanted everyone else to have the credit for that. So you got Rock in the ring and you've got John Cena in the ring, but my man Travis Scott, who nothing but love for, he has a big old hand. So yes, it did burst my eardrum. If anyone ever wonders why I didn't slap him or hit him with the crossroads, he's gracing us with his presence. Now, interestingly enough, there were rumors that Travis would appear at SummerSlam and have a match there. However, it's believed that there was a falling out between Scott and WWE. Nonetheless, Cody extended an olive branch and said, "At wrestling right now, again, we're getting all these fun folks, but years ago, it wasn't that easy. I want you to come back, man. Our house is your house. You know, maybe swing less, but our house is your house." So yeah, no, Travis did do that. That's a fact. Bringing celebrities into wrestling has polarized fans and wrestlers alike for decades. Whether it was Mr. T teaming with Hulk Hogan at the first Mania, Lawrence Taylor wrestling Bam Bam Bigelow at WrestleMania 11's main event, or recent celebrities like Scott and the subject of our next story, is WWE happy with Jelly Roll? Now, while Travis Scott appears to be on the outs with WWE, what about musician Jelly Roll, who's scheduled to team with Randy Orton against Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre at this week's SummerSlam? WrestleVotes Radio recently noted WWE officials are extremely impressed with his drive and genuine desire to deliver a standout performance. Unfortunately, it may be some time before Jelly steps back into the squared circle as he begins a tour on 16th August that will keep him busy until November. But WrestleVotes also noted that a WWE source noted they're hopeful that he returns in early 2026. This is probably for another match. Do you think Jelly Roll should have another match? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Jim Ross confirms Hulk Hogan Steve Austin rumor. Why didn't Stone Cold Steve Austin want to wrestle Hollywood Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 18? Fans have heard various theories about why this dream match never happened, and now the Texas Rattlesnakes' longtime friend Jim Ross is confirming why the bout never happened, as Austin was concerned that he and Hogan's styles would clash, resulting in a disappointing match. Good old JR discussed this on his Grillin' JR podcast, saying,
"I talked to Steve about it. Steve and I, the world knows, we're very close, and he confided in me a lot because he could trust me. He thought the match would suck, and he wasn't going to stand for having a suck main event, especially at a WrestleMania. So that's the story there. It wasn't anything. It had nothing to do about the finish, or what could the finish be, or what would the finish be, whatsoever. But it had to do with Steve he was a perfectionist. He wanted to have a great match, not a good match, but a great match. And he simply thought he could not get that done. Stone Cold versus Hogan.
While the Hulkster didn't get to wrestle Austin, it may have been for the best since he worked a legendary match against The Rock that set the stage for the return of Hulkamania in WWE. Next up, Corey Graves back on Raw, but for how long? Corey Graves is back on Raw, taking over for Pat McAfee, who recently announced he was taking time off due to burnout. However, is Graves going to be around for long? Well, Fightful Select recently looked into Graves' situation, reminding fans how Graves wasn't happy when he was bounced from calling matches on the main roster to calling things in NXT. One source said Graves' versatility was a gift and a curse because WWE knew he could be slotted in anywhere on any show and make things work. Even then, a WWE higher-up told Fightful they expected him back on Raw or SmackDown by spring or summer because of the revolving door on commentary. And Fightful Select added that McAfee's departure wasn't a shocker. Those we spoke to in WWE already expected to lose Pat McAfee around August or September, whether planned or not, as they understood football season was big for he and his team. Next up, WWE quietly cancels a show and a title. Has WWE cancelled its exclusive series Speed? Fans of the show are concerned because Speed hasn't aired in 2 weeks. The WWE hasn't released any information, but it's been reported in The Observer that it appears WWE Speed is gone. They haven't been taping new episodes and the titles have been forgotten. The deal with X probably expired. Whether it will be renewed or brought back isn't clear. Those we've asked haven't known one way or the other, basically giving the impression it was so insignificant that nobody has talked about it. There was no official word one way or the other. If you take away the Speed titles, that would leave WWE with 21 championships once the ID champions are crowned. I'm guessing the ID titles won't be talked about on TV, but the Evolve titles are talked about on NXT, so 19 of those 21 will be talked about on TV. Were you guys a fan of Speed? Do you think WWE has cancelled the show outright? Next up today is officially Hulk Hogan Day. Now it's Hulk Hogan Day in Florida as the Sunshine State's Governor Ron DeSantis announced on Thursday that the state Hogan spent much of his life in would honor him with a special day. His larger-than-life personality will be missed, as the Hulkster was an icon for many who grew up in the 80s and 90s as well as today. He was a true Floridian through and through. To commemorate his life and legacy, I hereby declare August 1st, 2025 as Hulk Hogan Day in Florida, and direct the flags of the United States and the state of Florida to be flown at half-staff at the state capitol in Tallahassee, Florida, and at all local and state buildings, installations, and grounds throughout Pinellas County from sunrise to sunset on Friday, August 1st, 2025. And finally, what was Triple H doing at the White House? Last but not least, Triple H just appeared at the White House, but why? Well, it turns out the game was invited to help WWE Hall of Famer Donald Trump with the Trump administration relaunching the Presidential Fitness Test, a program designed to encourage school students to pursue physical fitness goals. Helmsley spoke at the relaunch saying, "First of all, I'd like to say thank you, President Trump. I'm truly honored to be on this. I appreciate what everyone is doing for the health and wellness of the entire country. For me, since I was 14, this has been such a big part of my life. Health, fitness, sports, nutrition, all of it. I think learning at a young age sets you up for success in life, and without it, you're at a lesser place. I look forward to the opportunity to do this. I look forward to the opportunity to help make our youth healthy, help them engage in sports, and help them learn what it takes to be successful in life. So thank you very much for the honor. Thank you." And the game even went so far as to doing his famous water spit entrance at the White House. But there you have it, folks. The wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.